day. I've lost track of what day of shelter in place this is in Washington State. Anyway, I'm going to be making some potato salad. I was fortunate enough to be able to go to the butcher and I got a brisket and I am roasting that. Oop, there's my cat. Lila, say hi. Hi, Lila. You're cute. Anyway, I am roasting the brisket in the oven right now. I was going to show how to make that, but this is my first time actually doing brisket, so I wanted to actually know what I was doing before I showed the internet how to do it. Anyway, but I'm making potato salad. I've made that a zillion times before. And I wanted to show you guys potato salad, particularly right now, because it uses a lot of ingredients that are either shelf stable or they last a very long time in your fridge. This celery is the celery that I had in my What Is in My Pantry Right Now video that I did a few weeks ago. I've had this celery for a month or so. Celery is a really good refrigerator staple. It's cheap and it lasts a long time. These are some potatoes. Last a long time in your pantry or fridge. An onion, which also lasts a long time. Spices, mayo, lasts forever. Eggs, fun fact, these last at least a month in your fridge. If you're ever in doubt, you can spin it on the counter or you can put it in a glass of water. Sugar, pickles, olives, mustard. If you have all of these ingredients, you can make potato salad. So the very first thing that I'm going to do is prep my potatoes and my eggs. So I'm going to add hard-boiled eggs. My husband insists that it's not potato salad unless there's hard-boiled eggs in it. So I'm going to put these in cold water. And then turn it on. I also have another pot of cold water right here to which I'm going to add the potatoes. These are nice little red waxy potatoes. It's better to use a waxier potato like a red or a Yukon Gold. Do not use russets. I mean, you can in a pinch, but they're not ideal because they're very starchy. And I'm just leaving them whole because they're tiny. I'm going to salt both of these and bring them to the boil and cook them till they're done. The potatoes you can check with a fork, and the eggs, you know, typically about 8 minutes or so. It depends on how hard-boiled you like your hard-boiled eggs. And I've taken the tops and little extra bits of the celery and I put them in my container of carrot peelings and onion scraps and celery scraps that I keep in the freezer. And when I get enough of these, I'm going to make broth out of them. Here are all the fillers, all the produce for my potato salad. I've got about a cup or so of chopped celery. To me, this is like the most important other ingredient besides potatoes to put in a potato salad. The crunch and just the fresh herbaceous flavor of it contrasts the fatty dressing and the starchy potatoes really well. And then I've got 1 to 2 tablespoons of minced red onion. Shallot would be better, but it's more expensive and I already had a bunch of red onions, so I used red onion. This is about a tablespoon of finely diced pickle. I also sometimes like adding pickled juice to the dressing. I just think it adds a really nice note. Fresh dill is also amazing in potato salad, but they didn't have any at the store, so I'm using pickle. And then this is about a half a cup of diced olives. Sliced, technically. Now we're going to build the dressing from scratch for this potato salad. And again, this uses a lot of shelf-stable and like refrigerator staples, so it's a really nice dressing to make. I've got a 1/4 cup of mayo in here, about a teaspoon of mustard, about a 1/2 teaspoon of celery salt, just to reinforce that celery flavor, about a teaspoon of black pepper, and about 2 teaspoons of sugar. That might sound like a weird ingredient, but you're going to really want it to balance out the acidity in this dressing. So for the acidity, I actually happen to have some buttermilk in my freezer, which I then thawed out because I'm also making a cornbread that I'm going to eat with this potato salad and brisket. So I have the buttermilk anyway, so I'm using buttermilk. If you do not have buttermilk, you can always use milk mixed with a little bit of cider vinegar. I've used lemon juice before. I've used like no milk at all, just mayo and vinegar and other things. I've used even Italian salad dressing sometimes, but the point is you need some vinegar in there and then you need some sweet in there. Sometimes I've used honey instead of sugar. And you can adjust the seasoning on this as you like. Add more salt, more pepper, more mustard, more whatever. I like to taste it with a little bit of cooked potato. So I added the produce to the dressing and stirred it around. And these are just the potatoes and the eggs. I've just rough chopped the eggs and I've quartered the potatoes. You want to stir the potatoes as minimally as possible, otherwise they can get gluey. So I'm going to add the eggs first. I'm just sort of gently tossing them. Another reason why you don't want to use russet potatoes. If we used russets and cut them into little pieces, they would get so gluey in the sauce. All that remains is to chill that for a couple hours and it's ready.